Hi, I'm Miss Bryant, and today we're going to look at unit rate and slope. Unit rate is getting it down to 1. For example, you have 12 apples that cost $6. How much is it for one apple? $6 divided by 12 is equal 50 cents. So, 50 cents for one apple, 50 cents per unit. When we get something down to a unit rate, we're getting it down to a constant. Like, for instance, how can we model the constant movement of a giant tortoise that crawls 10.5 inches in 3 seconds? Well, we're going to find out what the unit rate is. And then we'll know how much that it increases for every second. Okay, the tortoise moves 10.5 inches in 3 seconds. So we're going to divide it out. 10.5 divided by 3 is 3.5. So 3.5 inches for every 1 second for every unit. Therefore, each second it moves up 3.5 inches for each second. That is the constant. It stays 3.5 every second. It moves up 3.5 more inches. All right, let's look into it a little bit further. Okay, so if 1 second would be 3.5 times 1, so it goes 3.5 inches. 2 seconds would be 3.5 times 2 goes up to 7 inches. So you'll notice each step, each second it increases by 3.5. So therefore, that makes the 3.5 the constant. As you see, for however many seconds that he goes, if you divide it by the number of inches, you're going to get the constant, which is 3.5. The tortoise's constant movement of 3.5 every second makes this an example of a proportional relationship. And out of this proportional relationship, we find out that the constant is 3.5, or they'll call it the constant of proportionality. Now, when we're talking about X and Y have a proportional relationship, we say it's linear. And linear just means that it's going to make a straight line. Okay, so let's look at this. So, we determined that the 12 apples costing $6, that one apple costs 50 cents. Therefore, every apple, the price increases by 50 cents. So our constant is 50 cents. Now, when we're talking about linear equations, for example, y equal a times x, the a would be the constant. So, what is the constant here? What stays? The 50 cents. Every time an apple increases that you're going to buy, it increases by 50 cents. So, y equal 50 cents times x. So if we were going to write a linear equation for this statement, 12 apples cost $6, one apple costs 50 cents, 50 cents would be our constant, because 1 times 50 would be 50 cents. If you bought 2 apples, 2 times 50 would be $1. And then y would be the cost. So 50 cents is our constant. X would be the number of apples you're going to buy, and y would be the cost. Now let's look at our tortoise question and see if we can figure out what the linear equation would be for that statement.